G'day guys, and welcome to episode 6 of 15 Minute Makeover in Car Mechanic 2015. Now if you recall, last time we actually did the Maserati Sebring, and thought about time we'll put another short video out. Now we'll just have a quick look around our workshop here. We've had the interior decorators in and made some changes, so I thought I'd show you that very quickly. As you can see, we've got a few cars in at the moment, so it looks like we've got a few episodes coming up to get those three out. But let's have a look at this one here, the Tempest Magnum. We've got general gear control issues there, needs repair. The magic number there is 52%, so we'll be looking at that fairly closely. Like we said before, so we don't over repair those. Just going through some of these examination tools here, just so we can have a clearer idea of what actually needs fixing, what actually needs taking out, and what we can actually leave in there. So that's an OBD scanner used up first. Pistons there, they're all fine, so we can leave those in so we don't have to take the engine out to get those pistons. Electronic meter. And see how the electronics actually going in the car. Alternator fuel pump, they're all fine, so they can stay there. As I said, 52%, so we need to keep that number in mind. As you can see, all these parts are undiscovered, so I have to work through and try to find them as we start pulling stuff off. Hey, hopefully I sound a little bit, the vocals sound about the right level. It's actually late at night here and everyone is asleep, so hopefully I'm not too quiet. Also, we've got general gearbox repair, so obviously the gearbox needs to come out and be repaired, put back in. So let's make a start with the obligatory removing of the tyres. Gives us a clearer shot of what needs to be taken out. As you can see, that shock absorber is pretty well knackered, so he will have to come out. Add a tie rod, inner tie rod. What else we got here? One of those rubber bushes. Round to the other side. And take that wheel off and have a good look around here. Oh, as you can see, that shockey's also knackered there. We'll take him off. And we'll just take out that sway bar there, just so we can get to that that knackered part there. I think it's a sway bar as well, if I'm not mistaken. So one front sway bar, that's it. More rubber bushes to come out. And take that starter motor. Obviously we're going to need that starter motor off to take the gearbox out. So down to the back end. Let's see what we've got going on down here. Not too much happening down here, just that leaf spring U-bolt. Take him off. I think that's probably about it by the looks of it here. Maybe a bit more around this other side. Ah, there we go, yep. A bit more there. Take that solid axle out. We've got to take that leaf spring plate off as well, so obviously those leaf spring U-bolts could come off to get the plate out. Take this shocky out, he's a bit rooted as well. I wouldn't be surprised if these small rubber bushes need replacing as well. Yep, that's 16%, so they definitely need replacing. Remember our magic number is 52%, so they'll definitely be thrown out and replaced. Now it's always a bit tricky getting to that fuel pump that's actually obviously located in the fuel tank, so we'll have a look at that in a moment. We'll just take this drive shaft out while we're here. No, I still can't reach that. And there's the drive shaft. I found that the easiest way to get the fuel pump out actually is to lower the car back down, and then obviously very easy to reach. Well, that's at 54%. Now we can whack him back in, we don't need to fix him. So that's the easiest way, to put your car back down, and it's a lot easier to reach from there. Back up on the hoist, and we can have a crack at this gearbox. There should be a few parts in here that are going to need repairing or replacing. So what do we got here? Clutch release bearing. Yep, take these plates out, and the flywheel looks like it's going to need some love as well. Okay, back down we go. Let's see what we got left. General running repairs, control. So we've discovered all those parts, and we've actually discovered them all in the gearbox as well. So 52%, as I said, is our magic number. Let's go repairing to those up to that 52%. We got 54, so we can actually leave that. So we'll just go ahead and repair or replace what we can. Beg your pardon. We've already repaired them. As you can see, what I like doing is actually listing those in the condition that they are, and I just find that's a lot easier. Clutch release bearing, we need one of those. A flywheel, we definitely need one of those. And I think there was a plate in there too. Where did that? Nothing. Exhaust brakes are fine. Running gear. Well, we've got always got damaged parts in the running gear there. Select our running gear. Couple of shock absorbers. Get rid of that one. And rid of that one. I find it's easy to actually to purchase the things that we can have the most of. You know, rubber bushes, small rubber bushes, front and rear springs, spark plugs, and that just reduces the amount of damaged parts that are in your inventory. So I tend to do that. It's a little bit out of order, but I mean, you know, that works for me. So at the end of the day, whatever works for you. What else have we got here? Leaf spring plate as well. Leaf spring plate, no U-bolt. Did I pick the U-bolt up? I don't think I did. Sway bar for ending link B, beg your pardon. I've done that quite a few times. Bought the A part and I actually need the B, or bought the B part and need the A. But, you know, what can you do? Sell it, buy the next part. And while we are taking these parts out, just remember that if there's any particular car that you like to be featured on this series, then yeah, just leave a comment below. I'm more than happy to pull it out and see what we can do with it. Or if you want to see a full restoration or any part of Car Mechanic 2015, then yeah, just let us know. I'm more than happy to have a crack at it. Let's get back into it. Tie rods, inner and outer tie rods. We can get those out of our inventory. Solid rear drive axle. Where do we find that solid rear drive axle? There he is. Rubber bushings. One of small rubber bushings. We've got 1, 2, 3 of those. One of those, 2 of those, and 3 of those. I think the day they introduced the ability just to purchase a particular item a number of times in one click, it's going to be very, very useful, especially for the things like those rubber bushes and spark plugs and pistons and conrods, are the things that you purchase multiple items of. So yeah, can't wait to see that being introduced. It's actually in the in some notes on Steam the other day I've seen, so worth checking out if you're interested. In a tie rod, yeah, I didn't think I picked that up before, so get rid of that. And that should be all of them. Just have a quick look around to make sure we haven't missed anything. I don't think we have. But having said that, how many times have I got to the end and found out I've missed something? I haven't put the oil in, or haven't put the starter motor in, or but, it happens. Like a typical mechanic, they always leave parts out. Anyway, talking about putting parts back in, let's put all those parts back in now. That steering rack's going in fairly easily. In with the shocky, front springs, and the cap. Oops, missed it. There we go. In a tie rod, and of course the outer tie rod as well. On with the wheel. Around the other side. Much the same on this side. The shock absorber, the spring and its cap, yeah. Sway bar there, inner tie rod, outer tie rod, rubber bushings, let's not forget those. Pop the wheel back on, and we should be just about done on this side. We should be able to go over to the gearbox. There we go. Clutch plate, clutch pressure plate. Screw him on. Release bearing, the gearbox straight over that. Of course, the starter motor onto that. There we go. Drive shaft back in, or going back in. Okay, what have we got left? Around this side here. I won't worry about the tyres yet. Put that back on there. And I think that was it from this side. Whack the tyre on and let's have a quick look at what we've got remaining, I think. Up this one here. Solid rear axle. Brand new one of those. And some more rubber bushes. I'm getting very close here. The shock absorber and the tyre, I think, just to... Oh, there we go. Better not forget those. Leaf spring U-bolt back in. Now we can put the brake drum on, and then the tyre, of course. And now we should be able to... There we go, no parts left in the inventory. Let's drop him back down and see what we have. Excuse me. Okay, green lights across the board. Money spent on the job, 2,284. Bonus for completing task, 1,141. Bonus for completing job, 1,141. which gives a grand total of earned of 4,567. So yeah, not a bad 10 minutes of work. Thank you very much for your company, and we'll catch you next time.